The HTC is a joke. And with that, I begin my commentary. This week's commentary is about the trading that's been going on in the league. As you know, like from the week 3 trade video, this isn't your normal TWIF, the weekly one you expect and love. It's one of those, when something big goes down, I review it. Alright. So, there's a lot of trades been going on, obviously. So, this is going to be, the beginning of this is going to be what happened earlier this week, and then towards the end it'll be what's happening right now. Okay, so Ben traded Metal Spine, his 0-6 cousin, Ryan Grant for Javad Best. I mentioned it in the last one. It seemed like a big rip-off. It went through. I don't feel too good about that, but Ben's not in my division, so whatever. I traded Jermichael Finley, the best tight end in the league, who wasn't performing, and Peyton Hillis, who will probably end up performing at the end of the year, but I don't feel like messing with right now. I don't have enough time for it. I'm 3-3. To Christian, the mighty Sea Gouch, for Brandon Pettigrew, who's not as good as Finley, but he's more consistent, which is what I'm looking for, and Des Bryant. Pretty even trade. I think it benefits both of us. Unfortunately, I've gotten myself in a position where Turner and Jones-Drew's bye weeks are coming up, and I don't have a backup running back. Good thing I have a lot of talent to shop. Alright, so this just came across. This is a big one. This is going to send Reggie Wayne, Cam Newton, and Mark Jokram from Christian's team to Ben for Javad Best and Greg Jennings. I'm going to break this one down. Reggie Wayne, bigger name than usual. Ben will probably keep him, or when I say big name, I mean he's not performing up to his big name. He's having a bad year. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben benches him. Although with Painter, he's a better option than his points look like. Newton, big star, bunch of yards. He's that running threat that is our ideal quarterback would have. He does throw a lot of picks though, but he's definitely a good start and an upgrade at quarterback for Ben. Ingram, definitely a bench player. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben dropped him because he splits time with like 8 people, it seems like. Best is pretty good. He's coming off of a concussion, which is bad for Christian, but definitely a better long-term running back. Christian now has Hillis and Best. At first, that's not very good because of their injuries, but as it progresses, Christian's going to, down the stretch of the playoff run, going into the playoffs, Christian's going to be looking a lot better. It probably took him too long to shop Newton, but at least he did it. And then Jennings is better than Wayne. And this is a really fair trade. I like this one. I always like to see trades come across because it shows that owners are active. Sometimes when you trade, it just feels like you're the only one that's trying to do anything. But when you're in a league with Ben Rogers, you're definitely not the only one trying to trade. Fantasy genius. Alright. And this one just came across. This is a real shocker. Spencer sends Jermaine Gresham, who he was probably going to drop, Pierre Garçon, whose numbers are inflated, but Painter throws to him a lot, so, I mean, this might last for the rest of the year, who knows. And Ryan High Terrain, who is basically valued way higher than he should be right now. Great pickup by Spencer, and great job getting rid of him, because he's, in 2 weeks, he'll get hurt, and it'll be back to the Tim High Low Tower show. And in return, Spencer buffs the only position he was lacking at, which is tight end. He gets Tony Gonzalez, who's top 3. Now, the initial thing, I think, is Rampy is once again trading elite players for depth. And, I mean, I guess he needs help at running back, but he's losing a big weapon in Tony Gonzalez. This definitely puts USC Athlete Compensation Fund in the top 4 overall. He's turned about an average team into a well above average team and proven himself as a very active owner. And his team's scary. I'm going to look at it. You can see right here that as I scroll down, he has Tierbo starting, which I don't agree with, but he's taking a risk. Whatever. Darren McFadden, who's a stud. Dirty Beanie Wells, who's above average. Steve Smith, who gets a lot of yards and is kind of declining. I'm glad I traded him, but he's still good. Fitz, top tier. And it says Kendricks, but that's obviously going to be Tony Gonzalez. And then instead of Garcon, he's trading away Garcon. And he has Dan Bailey in the Lions defense. That's all really good. Let me go to his team here. Full team. Phil Rivers on bench, who he's probably going to try to trade. He's done a lot of picks, but he's still top tier. Santana Moss, who's the primary receiver for the Redskins. Steven Jackson, who he has benched because it's a tough matchup at Dallas. I really like what Spencer's doing because he's not just sticking with the big names. He's playing matchups that would be favorable to him. He's proven himself to be a smart owner. I mean, look at his team. If he would have stuck it out, he probably would have a losing record. But after he lost his first 2 games, I predicted he would go on a tear. He's 4-2. He's on a 4-game winning streak. He's looking great, and he's probably going to take the wild card. Also, we can do some waiver wire news while we're here. I picked up Carson Palmer and a kicker for my game this week. Rampy dropped Felix. No surprise there. Felix is a joke. And a trade I forgot to mention. I traded the Eagles' nightmare defense to Ben for the Bengals. The Eagles probably have more big play potential, but I'm going to start carrying 2 defenses, and the Bengals are good and consistent. You can see Christian drop Chris Cooley because he's out for the year probably. You can see Ben, after desperately trying to trade away Victor Cruz while he was hot, has realized that he's not that good, and he dropped him. I think he knew that all along. He was just trying to get rid of him. And then you can see TX Nurse drop Brandon Lloyd, which is a really smart move. Because Brandon Lloyd, traded to the Rams, is awful. Not very good at all. I wouldn't even start him. He wasn't doing that good to begin with. But you can see there, after Christian got some running back help, he picked up Stephen Ridley, which, smart. Or he didn't pick him up, he got rid of him, which is smart. It's never a good idea to pick up Stephen Ridley. But Christian's become more active. I don't know if I would consider him an active owner, but he's definitely improving, and he's shopping his players. But like I said, he wasn't going to shop anyone until he started losing, and he lost a game. And you can see this isn't the full division standing video. That's going to come out at week 9. I'm going to update my power rankings and talk about the division, break down how each team has done. That'll be like a big special. You'll enjoy it. If you hear snoring, that's Fabian. He's sitting on top of my mic. But you can see Christian's leading my division, the Mighty Sea Gouch, by 1 game. Disco Hobbits is looking to make an undefeated run. Clap for Bacon and USC Athlete are just going at it. That's a race I'm looking forward to, because they're both active owners and they both have stud teams. And then the division I thought would be great is really going limp, like Mickey D. The top 3 teams have lost 2 games in a row. Bing Bong has started his monumental collapse, which Might be punctuated by a win this week, but don't worry, it won't last. And then Ben has made a lot. Ben once again is keeping his team in it, but he's still not in a very good place. No Fried Rice is 1-5, and Rampy's definitely going to lose this week to me, even though he's done his best to make up for bye weeks. All right, that was week 7 trades, and I hope you enjoyed.